Hey, so I just wanted to talk for a few minutes about a concept that surfaced in a group call this morning in the Healing and Relationships group call, where we were talking a lot about fear and distractions and like how do we know when we're ready to really move forward in our life, whether it's with a business, whether it's in a relationship, whether it's just in general in our life. Like, how do we know when we're distracting ourselves with other problems, other things in our life? And how do we know when, like, what appears to be a distraction is really something that we need to put our time and energy and give space for in our lives? And one of the things that I was sharing, and this came from some inspiration that I received from my business coach that I've been following. Her name is Phoebe Kuhn, and she was talking about how whenever we get to a point where like we're ready to up level, to like go to a new level of growth, of evolution, of expansion in our life, um, there it's like it's a wall, like a glass ceiling almost, and oftentimes we hit this wall because there's a lot of fear, right? There's a lot of fear about going to the other side of this wall because it's a new experience, it's unfamiliar, it's unknown to us. And so we bump up against this wall, and what our mind often does is starts looking for distractions in the form of other problems to, like other problems that we've solved before in the past that are more familiar, they're more known to us, they're easy to solve. And so this may look like relationship struggles, like where, especially in relationships where we have a hard time setting a boundary, we may reach a point where we have to deal with this boundary or deal with this person, or something happens to a loved one in our life, and we're especially if we're like the people pleaser or the emotional regulator for somebody in our families, like they may have a crisis that then all of a sudden we feel like we have to go and deal with, or we may feel like we want to keep moving forward, but somebody that we trust in our life is kind of like, are you sure you want to do that? Or they have some anxiety about it. And so then we start to question whether that's right for us or not. Or in my experience, one of the things that I shared, especially in my business, like when I reach that wall, I've started to notice that I always get this impulse to want to like rearrange my furniture, organize my home, and purge. Like I just last week when I got home from my trip from Portugal, I was putting a lot of time and energy into like purging clothes and things that I just didn't feel that I need anymore. And so I started to recognize when I get in the mood to like clean and organize my home, it's because I'm avoiding something else somewhere in my life. In this particular instance, it happens to be my business. But what we talked about is it's kind of what I saw was like this analogy of the bulldozer, right? We have this mound of snow, which is our fear, and then the bulldozer is what we are like coming into. It's like the momentum that we build to push that fear back, 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 back so that we can grow and expand and evolve in our lives. And the distractions serve as like a brake, right? And so if we take our foot off the gas, off the accelerator, and put it on the brake, the fear, the snow just kind of disperses, right? And so when we're ready to come back to this wall and start moving forward again, it's like we have to work a lot harder, right? The bulldozer has to work a lot harder to build that momentum again, to push that wall of snow. Versus, and so we have this impression that up leveling, that going to that next place of what we want to create in our life is really hard. But the only reason that it's hard is because we keep putting the brakes on. So we keep resisting it through our distractions. And so if we can keep that steady, there's like the sweet spot of acceleration that we keep on our dreams and our hopes and our vision for the future. And if we keep that accelerator pedal just so that forward movement, forward momentum continues to happen, we continue to make progress, and we let the distractions that are just holding us back fall away because we don't need them. We don't need them anymore. All we need to do is keep this steady pressure on our fear and keep leaning into it. And all the growth and expansion and the things that you want to create and feel and be in your life are right there waiting for you.